Welcome to episode 189 of the Hurricane Mike Show. Dad, can't you believe it? It's already been 189 episodes of this, man.
I can't believe it, buddy. You've come a long way.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. This show didn't even exist my first year on YouTube, man. We started this during my I think it might have been the end of my first year, but it's like it was crazy. But that's not what we're here for. We're here for some conference championship predictions. As there's only 4 teams left and only one team can win. So either Patriot fans, Bronco fans, Seahawk fans, or Rams fans, one of those fans are going to be celebrating hard. While 3 of those fan bases are going to be like, okay, well, we made it this far. Yeah. But anyways, Atlanta fans, they get no parade. Because why, Dad?
You can't have a parade if you suck, my boy. I mean, they can go to a parade if they want to come down here for Mardi Gras or something. That's about it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. What I'm saying. But let's get started. And, there's only 2 games, but we're going to also predict who we think is going to win each NFL award. Because if y'all didn't see, the award finalists came out, so we're going to check in on that. But let's start with the main thing. AFC Championship. Got the New England Patriots going to Denver to play the Broncos. The winner of this game is going to San Francisco. So, Dad, do you think the Broncos with no Bo Nix can pull it off? Or do you think the Patriots might have Drake? Drake may.
Very interesting game. They got the Patriots as a 4.5-point favorites on the road against the Broncos. So that's telling me that they think the Broncos ain't going to be anything without Bo Nix. Well, I'm here to tell you, pump the brakes. I mean, Bo Nix was playing well in the playoffs, but as a whole, I mean, he really didn't light the world on fire this year. I mean, leaning on that great defense and Sean Payton, as that experienced Super Bowl winning coach, did them some good this year. I think they'll continue to ride that formula. So I think without Bo Nix, I still think the Broncos can win this football game. I mean, you could do worse than having a Jarrett Stidham. I mean, he's been in the system 3 years, and I'm sure he knows what Sean Payton wants him to do. And I think they're going to execute a game plan, lean on that defense, lean on that crowd. The crowd's going to be going crazy. And the Patriots, they had 2 wins in the postseason against some suspect teams. I mean, you had the Chargers that, you get Herbert in the playoffs. They he doesn't know what to do. And then you had the other one with a great defense, but the quarterback wants to turn over the ball every play. So, I mean, they kind of coast in here to this game, the AFC Championship game. So I think they'll get a rude awakening. I think the Broncos are going to be ready. So, having said all that, I think the Broncos are going to win 24-20.
Yeah, look, everybody's saying how the Broncos ain't nothing without Bo Nix. Look, the Broncos have been look, Bo Nix, he's not a world beater. He's not. But the Broncos, their defense is a world beater. So if they have their defense, there's no reason that they can't win this game. Now, with all that being said, A lot of stuff has to go right. However, I'm picking Denver to win. And before everybody's like, well, they got no Bo Nix. I understand quarterback is the most important position on the field. I understand that. I'm not here to argue that. But, and I know a lot of people might be sick of this thing already, but it's the truth. We've seen backup quarterbacks win at, like, in the playoffs. Nick Foles was the prime example of it. And also, this is Sean Payton we're talking about, the head coach of the Denver Broncos. You remember when Drew Brees was hurt in 2020 or 2019, one of them, and we went 5-0 with Teddy Bridgewater?
Yep, I do remember that.
And then the year after that, Drew Brees got hurt again, where he missed 4 games, and we went 3-1 with Taysom Hill as our starting quarterback. I repeat, Taysom Hill as our starting quarterback.
That's right.
And then the year after that, this is the same guy that was able to use Trevor Siemian and beat Tom Brady, correct?
That's true.
Okay. Okay. So why can't Denver do it? Give me Denver to win this game 33-27. And also, I keep forgetting to do this after one game, but Dad, you went 2-2 last week, which brings your total to 170, 109-1, and I went 1-3 because, you know, football sucks sometimes. But yeah, my total is 157, 123-1. Anyways, second game and the last game. Who's going to be playing the Broncos, according to our predictions? Who's going to be playing in Santa Clara? Well, we already know the winner of the NFC Championship would have already played in Santa Clara earlier this season, as they are division rivals of the 49ers. But this time it could be much more meaningful, as the Los Angeles Rams are going over to the 12th man, where Sam Darnold and company is going to be there. Seahawks. Round 3. If y'all don't remember, which y'all should, first game these two teams played, the Rams. Woo! Forced Sam Darnold to throw 4 interceptions. Sounds familiar? But the Rams only won by 2 points. And in the second game, Rams were dominating for the first 3 quarters. And the Seahawks made a full 360 comeback and won in overtime. 38-37 in overtime. So, Dad, who's winning the third and final matchup between these two teams? One. This game's for all the marbles. Winner of this game has a chance to bring home a Lombardi. Loser, set sail to the offseason and come over here to Cancun on 3. 1, 2, 3, Cancun. So, who's winning? Seahawks or Rams after all that?
It's going to be another. It's going to be the third great game that they play between these two teams. The 38-37 game in overtime was played in Seattle, same place this game is being played. And the game before was played in Los Angeles, and the Rams pulled that one out. So it's been a home game, series so far. And I think that trend will continue. I think it's going to be another great game. But I think the 12th man's going to be into it. And, it just – the intensity just rises in the playoffs. So, I mean, imagine that 10th man that the Rams saw earlier this year, now playoff 12th man. I mean, think about that. So, I do think that Matt Stafford's gonna struggle in this game. He's gonna turn the ball over a couple times, and I think Sam Darnold will not throw 4 interceptions this game. He may throw 1 or 2, but I think he'll make more plays than Matt Stafford makes. And Seattle is going to the Super Bowl after a 29-26 victory.
I'm going Seattle too. This is probably the first week where we're all picking the same teams, but I'm going Seattle too. And here's why. It's a revenge game for Sam Darnold. And before you're like, how is it a revenge game? Rams beat him the first time, Seahawks beat him the second time. Since Sam Darnold already got his revenge. If anything, it's a revenge game for the Rams. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about what happened this season between these two teams. I'm not talking about what happened last season when Darnold was in Minnesota. Guess who's the team that embarrassed this dude on live television?
Was it the Rams?
It was the Rams. So, this is a revenge game for Darnold. It has nothing to do with him losing that first matchup. It has everything to do with, like, the way he played against the Rams last year made everybody think this dude couldn't play at the high level. And when I say high level, I mean playoff level. But we about to shut that down real quick. As I got the Seahawks winning by 2 scores. Give me them to win 35-23. I think it's going to be a good game. But I think, the dark side. That's what Seattle's defense is called. The dark side is going to make more stops than whenever the Rams are doing. And Chris Shula is going to be looking to get the head coaching job somewhere else. As the Rams are going to be going to Cancun. So the Super Bowl matchup, in our opinion, and the only opinion that matters on the face of the planet, is going to be Broncos, Seahawks, which actually was a Super Bowl that was played like years, like I want to say 2013, 2014, something like that, where the Seahawks played the Broncos in the Super Bowl, and the Seahawks killed the Broncos. Like I'm talking about that was probably one of the worst Super Bowls ever being played. I'm pretty sure everybody went to their game, either sued the NFL or got a refund, because ain't no way nobody's trying to watch 43-8-0 Super Bowl unless you were a Seahawks fan that day, which that game was probably amazing for you. But yeah. And if you were a Broncos fan, you probably had no voice because you're too busy cussing out your TV. So yeah. Anyways, now let's get into something else. NFL awards, man. Did you see these award finalists?
I did not. So you're going to have to tell those finalists to me, and I'll pick them for you.
All right. I don't know if you know or not, but the Saints did have Tyler Shuck as an Offensive Rookie of the Year finalist. Woo woo. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see if he We'll see if he wins it. If he wins it, cool. If he doesn't win, it's whatever. But if he doesn't win, I have no hard feelings. At least I might not. I don't know. But anyways, all right. Let me try to find the one where it has like the pictures of the names. I think if I go to images, it'll have there. Hold up. All right, let me go to images. Maybe we'll have like the list up there. All right, I think this is it. Or not. I don't freaking know no more. Lord have mercy. You're seeing something. Yeah, teleprompter here. All right. The MVP, I'm pretty sure a lot of people can guess 2 of the guys because it's really a 2-man race in a lot of people's eyes. But the MVP is Josh Allen, Trevor Lawrence, Drake May, Christian McCaffrey, and Matthew Stafford. Now let's go numbers here. Let's see how all 5 of these guys played in the regular season, because every award is a regular season award. Unless the Patriots win the Super Bowl, the MVP will not be playing in the Super Bowl unless the Patriots win it. So, yeah. It's a regular season award. Josh Allen this season for the Buffalo Bills threw a 69.3 completion percentage, 3,668 passing yards, 25 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, and a 102.2 quarterback rating. Now let's go over to Jacksonville and see what Trevor Lawrence did this season for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Can we just say, man, Trevor Lawrence This dude, it's like he's either an MVP candidate or he's one of the worst quarterbacks in football. It makes no dang sense with this dude. Like, wasn't he like almost an MVP candidate a couple years ago too? But then the next year he plays like trash, and now he's an MVP candidate again. What is it with this dude? Like, can you pick? Like, this dude be picking. Okay, this year I'm play like trash. This year I'm be playing like an MVP. It's like, brother in Christ, make up your dang mind. But anyways, Trevor Lawrence this season for the Jaguars. 60.9 completion percentage, 4,007 yards, 29 touchdowns to 12 interceptions with a 91 quarterback rating. Now, all right, Trevor Lawrence had better numbers than Josh Allen. I will say that. Now, if we go to New England and see what did Drake May do. What did good old Drake May do in New England? He's definitely one of the MVP favorites. You know, it's really him or Stafford, but I'm going each candidate one by one because they were good enough to make the MVP list, so they deserve their shine. Drake May this season for the, can't believe I'm about to say this, the 14-3 New England Patriots this season. Had a 72 completion percentage, 4,394 yards, 31 touchdowns to 8 interceptions, and a 113.5 quarterback rating. Now let's get to the non-quarterback who is not going to win it because the MVP is a freaking quarterback award. But you know what? It's great to see him try, I guess. I don't know. So CMC of the San Francisco 49ers. Christian McCaffrey, who also, and we'll get to this later, he was also in the running for Comeback Player of the Year. So let's give a round of applause to CMC, man. Dude not only bounced back, but he bounced back hard. If he's in the MVP discussion and probably about when Comeback Player of the Year. Christian McCaffrey this season for the 49ers had 311 carries, 1,202 yards, 3.9 yards a carry, 10 touchdowns, and also had 102 receptions. And the last guy on the list, quarterback of the Los Angeles Rams, Matthew Stafford. Now, Matthew Stafford. Whew. This dude's what, 37, 38? Man, if he wins the MVP, that would just be like the most unexpected. I mean, I'm not saying Stafford was a bad quarterback, but it's like, man. Stafford this season, 65 completion percentage, had 4,707 yards, 46 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, and a 109.2 rating. So, Dad, I'm going to ask you now, who's going to win MVP? Is it Josh Allen, Trevor Lawrence, Drake May, Christian McCaffrey, or Matthew Stafford?
Woo, I think, just like you've been hinting at, I think it's a 2-horse race. I think it's between Drake May and Matthew Stafford. And it appears that Matthew Stafford has a little bit better numbers than Drake May does. But I think they're going to give it to Drake May. Just because the disasters which the New England Patriots were last year, from going there to where they're at now, it's just been remarkable what he has done. You know, he solidified the quarterback position in New England after Tom Brady, when it usually takes, decades to find your next franchise quarterback after losing somebody like that. But the Patriots found him. I think it's Drake May. And I think he's done enough this year, battling for the number 1 seed all year long with the Broncos. So, having said all that, I think they're going to give it to Drake May.
This is tough. Like, on one hand, you got Matthew Stafford, where he's he's almost in his 40s, playing at an MVP level, so they might want to give it to him because of, just excellence. But on the other hand, you got a young superstar, Drake May. However, who do I think is going to win MVP? I think it's going to be Matthew Stafford, because here's why. I think the MVP, the voters, they also be going for storylines. And Drake May, he's going to have like, I don't know, like 15 or some years to win another MVP. Matthew Stafford only is going to this might be his last season for all we know. So I think the MVP voters are going to give it to Stafford for just, here you go, Stafford. So,
Lifetime Achievement Award.
Yeah, basically. It's not that he doesn't deserve it, but it's like, yeah. Now let's go over to Coach of the Year, where you got Liam Cohen of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, Liam Cohen built that team. A year ago, they won, I think, 4 games or 5 games, something like that. And this year, they finished 13-4 and won the AFC South. You got Ben Johnson of the Chicago Bears, first-time head coach for both of them. In fact, okay, there's actually 3 first-time, which is kind of normal. But Ben Johnson, Mike Vrabel wasn't a already spoiled, but Mike Vrabel, he's not a first-time head coach. He's his first time with that team. But Ben Johnson with the Chicago Bears. Last year they went 5-12. Caleb Williams playing decent football, but this year they go 11-6, won the NFC North, and this is going to have nothing to do with it, but won a playoff game against the Green Bay Packers. Mike McDonald with the Seattle Seahawks. Man, what is there to be said about this dude? Like, Mike McDonald's probably the most underrated head coach of all time, because I for the entire season didn't even, I forgot he was even their head coach. That's how, nobody talks about this dude. It's like they talk about Clint Kubiak more than they talk about this dude. It's crazy to me. But, last year they won 10 games. Not bad. They didn't make the playoffs. But this year, not only did they make the playoffs, not only did they win their division, but they got the number 1 seed in the entire NFC. And then we got Kyle Shanahan of the San Francisco 49ers. This dude won 12 games with you and I playing football, man. Not actually, but it's the truth. This dude had, the amount of injuries he had to overcome? To get to 12 wins? He had to fight, scratch, crawl, and run the ball with CMC in order to win all 12 of those games. And Mike Vrabel of the New England Patriots, just a remarkable effort. Patriots probably had one of the biggest, if not the biggest, NFL turnaround in modern day history. Last year they went 4-13 to this year winning 10 more games than that, going 14-3. And they have a chance to play in the Super Bowl if they're able to beat the Broncos. So I'm asking you, who do you think is going to be Coach of the Year? Is it going to be Liam Cohen? Is it going to be Ben Johnson? Is it going to be Mike McDonald? Is it going to be Kyle Shanahan? Or is it going to be, what's his name? Mike Vrabel?
This is going to be a really close call. All of these coaches probably deserve it. They really did a good job this year. But I'm going to pick this coach because of what I just said about his quarterback, how trash they were last year. Trash. And to 14 wins, nearly got the first overall seed in the AFC. So I'm going to go with Mike Vrabel to win Coach of the Year. His quarterback's going to win MVP. He's going to win Coach. They really cleaning up these awards right now, bro.
Yeah. I said this, I think, earlier, and not in the episode, but I think maybe like a week or 2 ago. I think it's going to Kyle Shanahan, because you can't tell me with no Purdy for a minute, an injured McCaffrey who came back, no Brandon Ayuk, no Ricky Peterson for some games, offensive lineman banged up to hell and back, no Nick Bosa, no Fred Warner. They still almost got the 1 seed in the NFC. I think it should, probably not unanimous, but I think Kyle Shanahan should at least, win the award because, that's just good coaching right there. If, Mike Vrabel, yes, great coach. All of these coaches are great coaches. That's why they're in the top 5 coaches, basically. But, Kyle Shanahan, dude, not only is he a great offensive mind, but he can also win games with his backups, and that's hard to do. So I think it's going to Kyle Shanahan. But every coach, they need a good assistant. So who's going to win Assistant Coach of the Year? Is it going to be Vic Fangio of the Philadelphia Eagles? Vic Fangio, defensive coordinator, got that defense playing at a high level because the Eagles' offense was inconsistent last year with Kevin Patullo calling the shots. But the Eagles' defense led them to that, 11-win season? Is it going to be Brian Flores of the Minnesota Vikings? Getting head coaching offers right now. That defense stays as a great defense. Vance Joseph of the Denver Broncos, one of the best defenses in all of football. Clint Kubiak of the Seattle Seahawks. Their offense is hot with Sam Darnold, JSN, Kenneth Walker, all of the above. Former Saint offensive coordinator, by the way. And Josh McDaniels of the New England Patriots. Hey, their offense might be coaching the MVP. So, I'm going to say it again. Who do you think is going to be the Assistant Coach of the Year? Is it going to be Vic Fangio? Is it going to be Brian Flores? Is it going to be Vance Joseph? Is it going to be Clint Kubiak? Or is it going to be Josh McDaniels?
I would love to say it would be Josh McDaniels, just to give New England Patriots to sweep these awards. But I'm not going to do that for them. I'm not going to be a Patriots homer on this particular show. So, I'm going to do something that's going to irritate Saints fans. I'm going to pick Clint Kubiak. Yes, a year or so from, departing New Orleans, and now he's with a new team. He's going to have head coaching offers. He had a heck of an offense this year. Got them playing for a Super Bowl run, a Super Bowl championship, maybe. I'm going Clint Kubiak.
All right. I'm actually going to go with Josh McDaniels. You know why?
Why?
Because I don't think Drake May or Mike Vrabel is going to win those 2 awards, but I think they're still going to want to give the Patriots recognition. So this isn't really going to be the Assistant Coach of the Year. I'm just thinking if I were a voter, what would I do if I was a voter? And I think Josh McDaniels would just piss a lot of people off, and the voters love doing that. So I have this weird feeling. It should be Clint, but I have this weird feeling they're giving it to McDaniels.
And just one little side note. Brian Flores, you might not want to ask for an award from the NFL when you are suing the NFL. I don't think they give awards out to people that are suing them. Just a hunch.
He made it that far to get into the race. But yeah. Now, Comeback Player of the Year. We got Stephon Diggs, wide receiver of the New England Patriots. Stephon Diggs this season, man. Last year with the Houston Texans, this dude tore his ACL. He came back as one of the better receivers in football. And look, I don't like the guy, mostly because of trauma. If I was a Saints fan, I probably wouldn't like Diggs anyway because Diggs is kind of like a not so great person, to be honest with you. But hey, if we're talking about Comeback Player of the Year, the dude went from last season with the Texans, playing in a handful of games, tearing his ACL, to this season, 85 receptions, 1,013 yards, 11.9 yards a reception, that's long, but had 4 touchdowns. You also got Aiden Hutchinson of the defensive end of the Detroit Lions. This dude blows out his knee a year ago against the Dallas Cowboys. And this season, what does the big boy Hutch do? Well, let's find out. Hutch this season, 36 combined tackles, 18 solo, 14 and a half sacks, even had an interception that he took for 58 yards. Good for him. Now, we got quarterback of the Jacksonville Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence, who we went over earlier. Dude, had a concussion, I believe, and threw for 29 TDs, 12 picks, and just over 4,000 yards. And another guy that we also talked about, Christian McCaffrey, running back of the 49ers. Another great year. I mean, last year he was over there in Germany trying to rehab an injury. And this year, over 1,000 yards. I think even over 1,200 yards. Got 10 touchdowns. Crazy work. And last but not least, Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, man. Dacky wacky. What did Dak do this season? We're about to find out. Dak Prescott of the Dallas Cowboys this season. He didn't. Last season, he gets hurt, I think, against Atlanta. I forgot what the injury was. I think it had something to do with his shoulder, I think. But Dak this season, hold up, okay. Dak this season with the Cowboys, 67.3 completion percentage, had 4,552 yards, 30 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, and a quarterback rating of 99.5. So, Dad, I'm going to ask you, who is winning Comeback Player of the Year? Is it Stephon Diggs? Is it Aiden Hutchinson? Is it Trevor Lawrence? Is it Christian McCaffrey? Or is it going to be Dak Prescott?
I'm going to go with Aiden Hutchinson. I mean, coming off that devastating knee injury, a lot of guys will probably never be the same after injuries like that. But he came back. Not only was he the same, he was probably better than he was. I mean, 14 and a half sacks, that's really getting done. Anytime you can have your defensive end over 10 sacks, you definitely had a great year. And so, yeah, I think they'll give it to Hutchinson out of Detroit.
Yeah, I mean, I think Hutchinson, I think I ended up giving it to Olave before the season, but Hutchinson, I think, was definitely up there. However, I'm going with Christian McCaffrey. I just think, this dude was over there in Germany trying to rehab for an injury. And the 49ers had to ride the pine. And if they're not going to give this dude MVP, they're definitely giving him Comeback Player of the Year. I think that's proof because I think these are the same guys that vote for each award, I think. I could be wrong there. But if he's up there for MVP, I think he's going to be winning Comeback Player of the Year. And I know Lawrence is also up there. Lawrence is a great option too, but Lawrence just, I don't know. But yeah, I think McCaffrey is going to bring it home. Now we got Offensive Player of the Year. Starting with Drake May. It would be so funny if they give him MVP and Offensive Player of the Year. It's probably not going to happen. If they give him one, it's going to be one or the other. But it would just be hilarious if he brings home MVP and Offensive Player of the Year. We'll see. But yeah, Drake May, like I mentioned, had a great year for New England. Has them playing in the AFC title game. Okay. But yeah, Drake May, just a great season for the Patriots. Christian McCaffrey, he's up here for a third award. Christian McCaffrey, another great year from him, coming off of a devastating injury, where it's like this dude had 1,200 yards, 10 touchdowns, crazy numbers. And let's talk about more crazy numbers with Puka Nacua, wide receiver of the Los Angeles Rams. Man, this dude went from a 5th round draft pick to basically only playing week 1 because Cooper Kupp got hurt, to now being an Offensive Player of the Year finalist. If only my okay, hold on. Give me 1 second, y'all. My computer's okay. Here we go. All right. Now let's look up the stats of Mr. Puka Nacua. Puka Nacua this season for the Rams at wide receiver, playing alongside Davante Adams. Which honestly, Davante Adams has a case of being Offensive Player of the Year himself. I mean, this dude had, I think, the most touchdowns out of anybody in the red zone, so that's the case by himself. But it is what it is. All right, here we go. Puka Nacua this season for the Rams, 129 receptions, 1,715 yards, and 10 touchdowns. His first season out of his young career with double-digit touchdowns, so he did good. And next guy, who is an NFC South rival, Bijan Robinson, running back of the Atlanta Falcons. I mean, do we even got to talk about this dude? I mean, he's not winning it, man. But I guess, for the sake of having something to talk about, you happy now, Atlanta fans? Whatever. Bijan. 287 carries, 1,478 yards, 7 touchdowns. If I take off my black and gold glasses for a second, I will say this. Bijan is definitely at least top 3 at the running back position. And I like Bijan. I do. I think he's a fun guy to root for. I just wish he was wearing a different color, but it is what it is. But yeah, Bijan definitely deserves to be up there. He's had a great season. And next, we got wide receiver of the Seattle Seahawks, Jackson Smith-Njigba, JSN. For this past season, 119 receptions, 1,793 yards, and 10 touchdowns. So, I'm going to ask you, Dad, who is winning Offensive Player of the Year? Is it Drake May? Is it Christian McCaffrey? Is it Puka Nacua? Is it Bijan Robinson, or is it Jackson Smith-Njigba?
I'm going to go with, I already gave him the MVP award, so why not is he the Offensive Player of the Year? I mean, he's got to be, in my mind. Drake May is going to win this award.
Yeah, I'm going Christian McCaffrey here. I think he's just like there's nothing McCaffrey can't do. I mean, he can catch out of the backfield. He can come back from injury and ball out. And I think McCaffrey was the best offensive player this year. That's why I'm giving him this award. Now let's pivot over to the Defensive Player of the Year. We got Will Anderson Jr., defensive end of the Houston Texans. All right. Will Anderson this season. What did he do over there in Houston? All right. With the Texans, had 35 combined tackles and 12 sacks. Pretty good season, obviously, since he's up here. Home. All right. Oh, guys, give me 1 second. My thing's acting up again. But, yeah, I mean, okay, next guy will be linebacker of the Denver Broncos, Nik Bonitto. Man, Nik Bonitto. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't even know who this dude was before the season. But, man, he popped off this season with Denver, as he had 31 tackles and 14 sacks. And this guy, I mean, we could probably end the discussion right now after saying this guy's name. Myles Garrett, defensive end of the Cleveland Browns. I mean, what is there? What? I mean, bro, if you say somebody else is winning this award, you're lying to your damn self, because this dude had 43 tackles and 23 sacks, most in NFL history. But for principle, I guess I gotta say the other names. Aiden Hutchinson, defensive end of the Detroit Lions, who we went over for comeback player of the year. He had, I think, 14 sacks. And also Micah Parsons of the defensive line for the Green Bay Packers, who got injured during the season, but they're still showing him love. Micah Parsons, who I think, I think he tore his ACL too. He had 19 tackles and 12.5 sacks, so he still did pretty well. That if you don't say Myles Garrett, I am genuinely concerned for your well-being. But I'm just going to ask you, who is winning Defensive Player of the Year?
The answer, the only correct answer is Myles Garrett. I mean, he was on a team that was trash, but he was a lone bright spot. I mean, one of the very few bright spots on that team. Set an NFL record for 23 sacks. I mean, who else is going to win this award? Nobody. It's Myles Garrett.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm surprised they even put 4 other guys on this list. Everyone knows, well, I've never been this much confident in a guy winning an award in my entire life. Like, there is no way that you break the single-season sack record on a 5-win Browns team and don't win the award. If that's the case, then the entire NFL voters just don't know football. But no. And now let's get to the only award where I have any stock in. As the Offensive Rookie of the Year, we got Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart, quarterback of the New York Giants. Jackson Dart, who the Giants traded up for last year in the draft to select, straight up with the Houston Texans. I think like in the late 20s, it might have been like the 25th or 26th pick. Traded up, sat behind Russell Wilson for the first 3 games, I think, and played pretty well. I mean, obviously, if he's up here. Jackson Dart this season had a 63.7 completion percentage, 2,272 yards, 15 touchdowns to 5 interceptions, and a 91.7 quarterback rating. We also have Emeka Egbuka, wide receiver of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Emeka Egbuka was also the Buccaneers' first-round pick this past April. And he started his rookie year on a roll. Started with a game-winning touchdown against Atlanta. Just had amazing games. But then, towards the end of the season, he kind of fell off a little bit. But he still kept his early stage of the season to make it here, as he had 63 receptions for 938 yards and 6 touchdowns. Next guy on the list, we got Trayvon Henderson, running back of the New England Patriots. Trayvon, who I think was their second-round pick last year, running back out of Ohio State. They drafted him out. Or, my bad, the Ohio State University. But yeah, Trayvon Henderson, he sat behind Ramondre Stevenson a lot this season, but still played pretty well this season. 180 carries, 911 yards, and 9 touchdowns for Trayvon Henderson. Next guy is Tetairoa McMillan, wide receiver with the Carolina Panthers. Tetairoa McMillan, who was the 8th overall pick last year for the Carolina Panthers. Obviously, if he's up here, he played incredibly well for Carolina, helping them reach the NFL playoffs for the first time in a decade. Well, not a decade, but, they still, they bought out a little bit. Almost a decade. Tetairoa McMillan, I think, definitely, I wanted the Saints to get him at some point in the offseason. But I wanted the Saints to get like 10 different players in the first round, which obviously was not going to happen. So, you know what? I was sad when he went to Carolina, but, it is what it is. Tetairoa McMillan this season had 70 receptions, 1,014 yards, and 7 touchdowns. And the last guy who needs no introduction. He's not only the quarterback of your favorite NFL team, the New Orleans Saints. But this dude did it all in half a season, as we got Tyler James Shock, quarterback of the
Shucked
New
tonight.
Orleans.
Yeah, we're getting shucked tonight.
Yeah, we getting shucked. Yeah, I want you to play a song that they made outside of McMillan. I'll wait. Man, Tyler Shuck, man. 2,384 yards, a 67.6 completion percentage, 10 TDs, 6 interceptions. So that I'm going to ask you this question. And even though I am a Saints fan, this award is not, I don't think, going to be automatically Tyler Shuck's, even though I hope it is, but you never know. But is it going to be Jackson Dart? Is it going to be Emeka Egbuka? Is it going to be Travion Henderson? Tedero McMillan? Or is it going to be Tyler James Shuck?
I'm voting for James. It's gonna be Tyler Shuck, man. Come on, man. We're getting shucked tonight. Like you said, who else they gonna make a song about? Ain't none of them got a song. But Tyler Shuck got a song. But so yeah, he came in, he did a great job. He strung together what was 5 victories in a row. And the future looks bright at the quarterback position in New Orleans. And and I have a question. These New England Patriots, they got a finalist in every category or something?
Almost.
Man, it's like they got a stacked team, boy.
Yeah, I mean, 2 of the guys were coaches. But it's like, nah. Look, should it be Tyler Shuck? Absolutely. But the NFL, they don't want the Saints winning nothing.
Rigged.
Yeah, I know. I mean, the fact that Drew Brees retired with no MVPs is blasphemy. But here we are. I think the award should go to Tyler Shuck, but I think they will give it to Tedero McMillan, which McMillan had a great season too. I think they're going to give it to him because he was the focal point of an offense that made the playoffs, and he was a first-round pick. And, Carolina is like the people that everybody wants to root for now in the NFL. So I think they're going to give it to Ted, But we all know who the real offensive rookie of the year is. Tyler James. Tonight. Next season, Dad, I'm going to need you to remind me. Next season, every time Tyler Shuck throws or runs in for a touchdown, I got to play that song on live stream. You got to remind me. But yeah. Now let's go over to the other side of the football. Defensive Rookie of the Year. We're starting with the New York Giants, who got a candidate for offensive and defensive. As they got Jackson Dart on the offensive side of the ball. And you could argue Cam Scottaboo, if he played a whole season, might have been there too. But defense, they got Abdul Carter, who they drafted with the 3rd overall pick last year. Abdul Carter of the New York Football Giants. All right. This season, he had a lot of character issues. I will say that. And sometimes voters take that into consideration. Sometimes. Some voters don't care about that, which I don't really think that should ever be a factor, but I'm not a voter, so I don't know. Abdul Carter this season had 25 tackles and 4 sacks. How did he make it to the Defensive Rookie of the Year? Whatever. Okay. Next guy. Nick Amanawari, safety of the Seattle Seahawks. Great player. He was also a guy I wanted the Saints to get. I thought the Saints would get him in the 2nd round, and I think he was either a 2nd or a 3rd round pick for the Seattle Seahawks. But Nick Amanawari was a guy that helped, the dark side, which is the Seahawks defense. And he played great enough to make it here. As Nick Amanawari had 56 tackles, 2.5 sacks, and 1 interception. So a lot of, not the best stats, but I don't know what they'd be going over here. But next guy is a guy where it's like, or the next guy plays for Atlanta. They traded their 1st round pick this year to get him. And that is guy that plays on the defensive line, aka linebacker, depending. He's kind of that hybrid guy. It's James Pierce Jr. who did better, ironically, than their first round pick, Jalon Walker, who I also wanted the Saints to draft. But it's like, I mean, I'm cool with us getting Banks now. I mean, I don't know. But, all right. Here we go. Here we go. Hold on. How do you spell Pierce again? Hold on. I think this is how you spell Pierce. All right. James Pierce Jr. Yes. Okay, we got him. Of the Atlanta Falcons. I will say this, Saints fans. If y'all end up watching, I don't think anybody's watching right now, but if y'all watch a rerun of the show, I want to say this. If Tyler Shough wins Offensive Rookie of the Year and James Pierce doesn't, use that to your fuel. Because they be saying, oh, we drafted James Pierce. Well, we drafted the Rookie of the Year. Don't forget, use that to your fuel. You can't lose. But yeah, James Pierce this season, what did he do? He did pretty well. 17 tackles, 10.5 sacks. All right, moving on. You got your shine for the day. Next guy. Carson Schlesinger, linebacker at the Cleveland Browns, who led all rookies in tackles this past season. He was the first pick of the second round made by the Cleveland Browns, and they only got that pick because they had a flip-flop with the Titans. But Carson Schlesinger this past season with Cleveland, 74 combined tackles, 89 assists. Okay, had 2.5 sacks and 2 interceptions. Good for you, Carson. And the last guy on the list that has a chance to bring home his only opportunity at Defensive Rookie of the Year, whenever this thing will come up. But I mean, well, I guess I could just. Well, I mean, Carson Schlesinger. I ain't gonna lie. I was shocked when the Browns took him, but they were like, whew. And the second guy also happens to play for Atlanta. Good God. Whatever. Man, bruh. The NFL, what, are they trying to be Atlanta's girlfriends? It's like, what did Atlanta do? Like, what in the world? Like, I don't know who Xavier Watts is. Whatever. Second guy, Atlanta Falcons safety, Xavier Watts. Xavier Watts this season, what'd he do? What did he do for Atlanta? It would be incredibly funny if Atlanta has 2 Defensive Rookie of the Year candidates and they don't win a single one. But we only have one and we won. That sounds like something that already exists, isn't it? Did Atlanta make it to 2 Super Bowls without winning one and we only won in 1? Maybe same thing for Rookie of the Year. Yeah. All right. Xavier Watts this season for Atlanta. I'm not going to lie, he did play pretty well this season, but I don't know if he's like Defensive Rookie of the Year worthy. I don't know. I don't make the rules. Xavier Watts this season had 62 combined tackles, 37 assists, and had 5 interceptions. So he didn't have a bad year. Atlanta had a bad year, but he didn't. So good for you. All right. So who do you think is winning Defensive Rookie of the Year? Is it Abdul Carter? Is it Nick Amanawari? Is it James Pierce Jr.? Is it Carson Schlesinger? Or is it Xavier Watts?
I'm gonna go with Abdul Carter to win this award. He had a pretty decent season, and I think they'll give him the award.
Yeah, I'm going with that too. I think NFL usually likes to go like with the most popular guy for their awards. So yeah, I think it's gonna be Abdul Carter because he's like the guy that they probably most know. But that's it for all the awards. So, Dad, do you have anything else? You know, we made our conference championship predictions and we made our award predictions. Do you have anything else to add?
Nope, we're good.
All right. Dad, where can they find you?
You can find me right here on Mic'd Up Sports on YouTube and on Hurricane Mike Show right over there every week.
Yep. You can also find me at Hurricane Mike, Kyle Phelps, and Keeping It Real Who Dat Sports Podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, turn the bell on so you don't miss another upload. And Dad, we're going to leave them as always with a who dat. And don't be a what?
Don't be a Falcon fan. They just put them up for these awards just to make them feel good.
Yep. No self-esteem.